Three strings. Three strings, san xian, also known as Xian Zi, is a traditional Chinese plucked string instrument with a very long stem with 3 strings and a square sound box covered with skin on both sides. With unsophisticated and unrestrained sounds, 3 strings can be played in solo, ensemble, or accompanying music, and is mostly performed in ethnic instrument music, opera music, and storytelling music. In as early as 214 BC, when the first emperor of Qing conquered the 6 states and unified the whole China, people were recruited to build up the Great Wall. In order to alleviate the heavy burden from the hard labor, those people from the northern ethnic groups transformed a handled tambourine into a plucked string instrument called xian tao. Xian tao was the predecessor of 3 strings, and was used in the army in the northern frontier. In the Song dynasty, 960-1279, and Yuan dynasty, 1279-1368, 3 strings had prevailed all over the country. In the Yuan dynasty in particular, it became the main accompanying instrument in Yuan songs and was once called xian sua at that time. There are 2 kinds of 3 strings, small 3 strings and large 3 strings. Most of the vocal arts of Dagu, storytelling with drum accompaniment, and Dan Xian, storytelling with drum and 3 strings accompaniment, in the north use the large 3 strings for accompanying music, while those vocal arts in the south like Tan Ci, storytelling to the accompaniment of stringed instruments, the folk operas like Kuan Chu, and the ensembles of silk and bamboo instruments mostly use small 3 strings. Since the both sides of 3-string sound box are covered with a membrane of skin, it sounds more special and pleasant. The instrument is played in a sitting position with both legs setting naturally apart and then the right leg being placed over the left leg. The sound box is put on the right lap with the head tilting toward the left. The left hand gently holds the pillar with the index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger pressing the strings, while the right hand uses either a spectrum or stalled fingers to pluck the strings. Since the pillar of 3 strings doesn't have frets, it allows more free play in the high or low sound between different diapasons, and is capable of producing glides, which makes it competent in serving as a foil in accompanying storytelling, operas, and vocals. Especially in the transition of tunes, it is more agile and suitable for performing lyrical melodies or vehement tunes in full expressiveness. Suzhou Tan Ci and 3 strings. Suzhou Tan Ci is a kind of vocal arts popular in the middle and lower reaches of Yangtze River, and originated in Suzhou at the end of the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, and beginning of the Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1911. In the first half of the 20th century, it reached its summit in Shanghai and was widely favored by people in Jiangnan, that is, the region south of Yangtze River. When Suzhou Tan Ci first rose, 3 strings and pear-shaped lute were the main accompanying instruments. Suzhou Tan Ci is based primarily on speaking and supplemented by singing. The performance takes forms of either a one-man show called Dan Dang or a two-man show, Shuang Dang. The Dan Dang performer holds the instrument while playing and singing simultaneously. In the Shuang Dang performance, the person sitting on the left, called upper hand, Shang Shou, plays 3 strings and controls the story and the beats, while the one on the right playing pear-shaped lute, called lower hand, Xia Shou, plays in keeping with the upper hand. The instrument used in Suzhou Tan Ci is a little smaller than the ordinary 3 strings, called shu xian. No finger stalls are needed for it. When the Tan Ci players perform, they sit on high chairs with their foot landing on the footrest of the chair, leg crossed, and have to keep their torso straight and belly sucked in to maintain the physical poise as well as unblocked breathing channel. In performances, 3 strings is usually used to play the backbone sounds for supporting functions so that it can fully play out its special features of fast and lively treble as well as thick and steady bass, with subtle and dexterous rhythms to set off the singing tune.